And we are official. Guy, how are we this afternoon?
I'm really well, thank you. The sun is out. Nice to be in Dorset, away from London for a bit. It's nice. It's a good time.
See, it's one of those things because we're the wonderful thing about where we both live, it's fairly close to London. So, for context, your base is London now.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I moved for university, and then you sort of put down roots, and then yeah. So I can't be away for too long. Can't be away for too long. But there's 2 week window in Christmas, so I've jumped on it.
Do you like that you're based in like the post of everything happens, or do you like being able to like come home where it's a bit quieter and not boring, but well, you know what I mean.
I know I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Like, but it's not boring for me. It's really nice because London is so full on in a good way. And obviously it's full on and it's fantastic that it's full on. But then as a creative, sometimes you need a little bit of breathing space in your brain. You need a place where maybe nothing is going to happen today. um, to give your often quite overloaded. I think our entire generation is quite overloaded, aren't we?
Social media and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, everything, man. And I mean, maybe this is because I'm on the back end of a degree and it's all sort of getting towards crunch time. But yeah, yeah, there's never any pause, is there? I've just got a thing on my phone where if I want to open Instagram, it's really sassy. It says, "Go, are you sure you want to open Instagram?
Oh,
Are you
you've
sure?"
got that one
I've got that one.
where you're basically downloading an app to try and prevent yourself from using an app.
Yes, exactly. It's like a countermeasure. It's like a
That's
sandbag.
2025
Yeah,
right there, isn't it?
exactly. Dear app overlords, please stop making me use apps. That's it. Yeah.
Please stop using TikTok. Please stop using Instagram. Please, just for one day.
That ship sailed for me. I never got TikTok, and now I'm at the point where people send me
Mate's two of
TikToks.
us.
Yeah, is that too? Nice.
The only reason I have TikTok is because of this.
Ah, okay. I'm with you.
That's the only reason.
So it's tax deductible.
It may be because I'm sort of at the start of Gen Z. So like when I was at school and when like everyone's like comparing themselves literally in person, TikTok wasn't a thing because obviously it was during COVID. I've had Instagram, school and everything, but yeah, TikTok, I never got on the bandwagon. One's enough for me.
Were you Vine? Were you of the Vine generation before it became TikTok?
I think I might been because Vine was like mid 2010s.
Yeah, it's like right at the start of it. I remember. Yeah, I was too late for Vine, too early for TikTok. That sort of lost 2000 and I was 2003. I say lost generation. It's a bit over romantic, isn't it, for a website? But there we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I remember it being a thing, but I don't remember anyone that I know using it.
Mm.
We were like more of the Snapchat and that sort of thing, like Snapchat streaks and that sort of fun stuff. And I think Pokemon Go was a thing at that point, and that was a decade ago. So that shows me.
Oh my god, that was a decade.
That was a
Wow.
thing earlier this year saying, oh, by the way, Pokemon Go was a
Oh my
decade ago.
god. Wow.
I know, right?
So at this point, Pokemon Go is about to like go into secondary school. If Pokemon Go was a child, that's mental. But also Vine was the start of the short form media empire, which now dominates like
Dominates everything.
everything in a I want to say in a good way and a bad way, but I think it's just a bad way and a bad way.
Social media as a whole has been both a good thing and a bad thing. Because I know when everyone my age buys a house, that's good to know. So, and it's good to obviously keep in contact with friends and that sort of thing, and be in contact with podcast guests and you can see. And through social media, I would have never spoken to like 26 different guests. So,
It's fantastic. It's brilliant in
it's
that
not too
sense.
bad.
Yeah, it's really shrunk the world, hasn't it? And it's as a creative, it becomes your business card now. No one needs. I had a website for a bit, and I don't need it anymore. And I was at the point where I was saying, yeah, look at my website, and they're like, you've got a website? What?
What's a website?
Yeah,
What does .com mean?
best you have now is a link tree, I guess. But yeah, social media is your business card. If you're not, as a musician, particularly in town, if you're not hot on your Instagram, people don't think you exist, which is mad, isn't it?
Yeah, because I listen to quite a big comedy podcast, and they have like loads of guests, and they say the same. Like, if you don't have an Instagram page, if you don't post clips of what you're doing, then it's like I'm sure it's possible to earn a living somehow, but like,
Yeah, it's replaced word of mouth as well to a degree,
yeah, definitely.
which is again, it's pros and cons because then suddenly, like, I've been lucky enough to have loads of my sort of musical heroes see my stuff, which is amazing, and get in touch. Um, and then the flip side of that, and I have other friends who have this as well. It's like, oh God, okay, if I post this, this amazing musician's going to see it. So now everything I do has to be to this standard. So it's this weird kind of like small world accountability. It's a bit like it's a bit like living in this tiny village where everyone knows everyone's secrets, you know.
Then again, we both live in fairly tiny places where
We do. Yeah.
everyone sort of knows everyone regardless. Same with London. Everyone is like so bunched into one thing that you know this person, that person, this person, that person. But also you can like go to the places where there's no one and people live far away. It's all very weird and peculiar.
So I mean, I've only been working professionally in London, as in like to the professional level for a couple of years. So I've had I guess the good fortune to be able to see everything with fresh eyes. Um, I haven't seen what the scene is like before social media. You know, I haven't seen what the scene is like before TikTok, um, etc. Um, and what's really nice is that the idea of a scene still exists. And the scenes are still pretty small, and they are like friendships. So, like, I mean, I work across a few, but the classical music scene, everyone knows everyone. Particularly, I'm a percussionist, so compared to the number of like violins in a band, there's like one percussionist for every 10. So people know everyone, which is nice. And then equally, I'm really lucky to be entering the Cuban scene in London, which is even smaller, and the standard is obviously immense and it's through the roof, and like
Stupid high.
it's amazing. It's so sick to see. But yeah, everyone knows everyone. It's like family. It's really lovely. Even if it's no, you only see them a couple times a year sometimes, but that's how family works, isn't it? But yeah, it's nice. It's a good time.
Unfortunately, yes.
Or fortunately, depending on the family. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I hate your guts. Anyway, so as you've mentioned, you are a musician is a very broad term. So what would you class like your main niche? Like multi-instrumentalist or percussionist or
Well, that's a really good question. Well, I mean, the job description for musicians since social media
there's a job
has
description? Okay, no, that's a new one on me.
the job description has gone like that. Sorry, this is an audio platform. It's expanded massively, right? Um, so whereas 15 years ago, you need to be able to play and you need to be able to have nice conversations with people, and that's all you had to be able to do. Um, Play well and be a nice hang, and that's it. There's now play well, be a nice hang, great, and social media manager and content creator, and uh, you need to be an excellent communicator and advertiser of yourself. Um, Often you need to be your own agent. You need to be your own secretary. You need to be, which is common across so many freelance fields, not just in music. Dancers, actors, designers, costumers, all of it, you know. Um, but yeah, so
Basically, you work 24/7.
you too. Well, that's a whole yeah.
That's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, how does a freelancer give themselves time off without feeling like they're taking away opportunities for themselves? You know, you have to be really deliberate with that.
And literally escape where you work for 2 weeks. That'll do it.
Yeah, yeah. 3 hour car journey does wonders, actually, doesn't it?
So you've entered, as you say, like a very like niche and small musical circle. Um, how did you become interested in what you've entered into. Was that the plan? Did you just become interested in music like anyone else from like being given an instrument to play and go, there you go?
Yeah.
Or yeah,
Yeah, how do you end up where you are? That's
it's the age old
it's
question.
the age-old question. I mean, yeah,
10
so
years ago, did I ever think I'd be doing this?
yeah. Um, so I guess in terms of, yeah, I arrived in London 5 years ago, at nearly 5 years ago at the Royal College of Music, um, which was a completely alien world to me. The sort of very highbrow private school classical music world is a million miles from how I grew up, which has its own pros and cons. But after once it took a while to get my head around it, as it would with anyone. Um, and then I just sort of followed. I didn't follow my nose. I just followed, what I wanted to practice. You end up in this happens all the time with all sorts of different creatives where you sort of end up doing what you want to do somehow because it's where your brain is. And that's a massive privilege that uh, artists have, creatives have, is that we have something that we care about so much that we're willing to give this amount of time to it. A lot of people don't have that. It's amazing.
Devoting your life to it
Yeah, in a sense.
in a slightly unhealthy obsession in a good way.
Well, you got to make it healthy, though. Yeah,
I know that's the problem, isn't
yeah.
it?
It's an obsession.
Like I love this so much, but I need to sleep somehow.
Yeah, it's definitely an obsession, um, but but without the bad connotations.
So was it an obsession from when you first started, or did the obsession come from doing it to start with, and then you think, oh, I like this, I enjoy this,
Oh, yeah,
and that sort of thing?
yeah. With music, it's strange, isn't it? Um,
Tell me about it.
so
In my case, a love-hate relationship, but that's just me.
are you a musician yourself? I should have done my homework. Oh, nice. There we go. There's the
Ish,
guitar. There's the guitar.
ish. This year I've been playing 20 years.
Man, wow.
It's weird, like, even though I've been playing 20 years, I'm good, I've got some grades behind me, I still feel not amateurish, but still fairly intermediate.
That's not a bad thing though.
But that's just because I haven't done a degree in it. I don't do it for a living, that sort of thing.
I see. I see. I mean, well, there's
Because
loads in
everyone's
that.
so flipping good. And that's like, do I need hair? I do want hair. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm a huge believer in the fact that music doesn't always have to be played at whatever the highest level is deemed to be for it to be a good thing. First of all, I think, I mean, music is as primal as food, as dance. You know, they are things that have existed since like millennia,
It's the
millennia,
oldest art
millennia.
form.
Yeah. Um, and the way music has always been until quite recently, actually, I would argue in the West, since arts was sort of really defunded from education like it was 15, 20 years ago, is that music is a community thing that is also then taken by some people to be done at the highest level. Um, because even simple things like every house used to have a piano in it 60 years ago, nearly every house had a piano in. And somebody would play, but not for themselves. People would play for everyone else. And, you know,
At Christmas time,
exactly,
etc.
again, Merry
Yeah.
Christmas. Um, and music is so much more than the end result. Even the act of practicing something, the act nowadays of being able to just work on one thing for an hour is it's a privilege to be able to do that, because we're pulled in so many different directions as human beings all the time. Music is a process, and it's the more people get in on that process, the better. Absolutely, and it's never too late. It's never too late for anything. Even I meet 80-year-olds who are like, "Oh, I've never learned an instrument." I'm like, "You haven't learned one yet. It's never too late. It's never ever too late."
So how did you learn your vast array of multi instruments? Because I think you play percussion, you play keys, you play bass, you play.
Oh, you've done your homework.
This shows how little I know. Just list the instruments you play in the less ego-driven possible way you
That's
possibly
quite a
can.
hard thing to do. Yeah, I always feel like a bit of a Is this a child-friendly show?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. I always feel like a bit of a numpty when I when listing them all out. I mean, so my main thing is percussion and drums. And for those who don't know, percussion is just anything you hit or shake or rattle, and that's how you produce the noise. So percussion and drums. Um, I also I also sing and I play bass and keyboards and I write a lot. I produce a lot. Um, yeah, I think that's where it is. I think that's the list. There's other instruments that I play badly. Um, so they don't go on the biography, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So which one did you pick up first and then go, oh, I'm enjoying this. I'm liking
Yeah,
this.
I was one of these. I was hitting pots and pans. I was one of those. Yeah. So I grew up in a very musical house, not a classically trained musical house. Like a lot of my peers at the Royal College. Um, my mum is a songwriter and a piano player. My dad's a bass player. Um, and they did all sorts of work. They did the Northern sort of men's club circuit as a duo. They did cruise ships. They did all sorts of tours around the UK. Um, so I grew up in a house full of the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and like Steely Dan and all sorts of like musicians' music, you know. Um,
See, in my dad's eyes, he would say, you've got taste.
oh, that's very nice of your dad. Send him my love.
The Beatles, Led Zeppelin, good music.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's music of a time where there was a very niche definition of what was in fashion as well. There was in fashion and there was out of fashion. Whereas since the 90s, that's gone now, and there's all sorts of different styles. But yeah, so I grew up with that, with sort of pots and pans, and then gave me a pair of drumsticks and a little beginner's electronic like drum kit. Um, and then I sort of mum helped me along a bit, with sort of learning how to read music, and it just sort of figured it out until grade 4 or 5. And then I was like, okay, can't figure this out anymore. let's yeah, let's get lessons. So I had my like 20 minutes a week at school music lessons.
Mate, it's two of us.
Yeah. And that's what I
The
had.
20 minutes. Even now, how can you possibly learn anything useful in 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's
Like, is that just me?
well, it's yeah, it depends how you do it. Because I mean, so I teach now, like nearly every musician does in London. 20 minutes a week things in schools, and it's nice having been on both sides of that. It's yeah, you get better. It works the same as lessons work in conservatoires on everything. You don't really get better in the lesson. The lesson gives you the tools to then go home and work on it. Um, which I did. I practiced a bit. I didn't practice nearly as much as I should have. That hasn't really changed, but it also should. You know, I don't really agree with the word "should" there, but yeah. So I did that, and then I was yeah. So my all my like godparents and things are musicians, who used to play with my parents. So I grew up around it, but it was also made very, very clear to me, you do not have to be a musician. They kept checking, and it's such a green flag that they kept checking. Are you sure? Are you sure you're sure? We love you, and it's sick if you want to do this, but you don't have to, you know. Um,
So they're basically like, are you sure you want to do this? Because you can have a real job if you don't want to.
you can have a salary, you can be pay as you earn. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so my brother's he's a great musician, but he's a computer scientist. He's going to get a house a long time before me, if I ever get one. Um, but yeah,
Join the club, Steve. Join the bloody club. At this rate, we're at the stage of I'll either be living at home forever or with my sister who's hopefully going to have a very high paying job or inheritance.
one of three
That's as low
options.
as my benchmark is going currently.
Ah, man. Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. You need to sort of separate the I don't know the what's the word I'm looking for? You to
Reality.
sort of, yeah, reality. You got to sort of qualify your goals, I guess, haven't you? I remember browsing Rightmove when I was younger, and that's a habit that I've definitely stopped since committing to being a freelance musician. um, yeah, let's be kind to myself here. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I distinctly remember like at family gatherings and things, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, so what are you up to?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be a musician," and they're like, "Don't do that." They're like grandparents and things. Like I'm from a northern sort of bloodline, and there's a lot of humor in the family, and so it was tongue in cheek, but they were looking me in the eye when they said it, you know. But yeah, so my parents are great. They were so supportive, um, and sent me into the world that they didn't know at all. You know, the classical music world, um, which I'm still sort of one foot in and one foot out. Uh, but I figured out a healthy way of doing it. But yeah, so that's how I got into this mess.
I wouldn't call it a mess. It's organized chaos.
mm, it's not.
Musical chaos in the
Yeah,
best way.
what is it? It's not flying. It's falling with style.
I need that on a t-shirt. You need to copyright that.
I think Pixar have beaten us to it. That's Toy Story, right? Isn't it? It's Buzz Lightyear.
Live like Buzz Lightyear. Okay,
Yes.
I'll do that.
Yeah. Retractable wings, very important.
Absolutely. So I can just fly away and never come back. Um, I assume you did all the standard things like GCSE music, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I was really lucky. I had a absolutely sensational music teacher. Actually, a brilliant one. We're in Dorset, so schools are weird. So it's not primary and secondary. But in my middle school, I had an outstanding music teacher. And in my secondary school, I did as well. Um, yeah, so they were super encouraging.
Yeah, I assume you went to boys' grammar
Good
for.
work. Went to Poole Grammar School for boys. Yeah.
I have a sister who also did the same thing, though she moved between for reasons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's a grammar school, but it's not a private school. Crucially, this is Dorset being weird again. It's a state school with an exam on the front.
Absolutely. And so then I assume you then went to PGS for sixth form or just for like certain bits?
Yeah, PGS. This being the grammar school. Yeah, I went between the boys' school and the girls' school, and that's where like for A levels and things because we shared classes, including music and French, which I did as well. But that's also where we did the school musicals, which were like such a huge inspiration for me. They really gave me the bug in a massive way. Um, and now doing pro shows in London, this is so much of it is the same. It's great. It's so fun. So much of it is exactly the same experience, which I really like. But you get paid at the end of it, which is even better.
You got paid?
I
What
know.
the hell? Oh my God. It's annoying because I went to Corp Hills. Like any other person that lives in the area, you tend to go to Corp Hills.
The big brick one, right? The big brick one.
The big brown bricks.
Big brown bricked. Yeah.
Yes. And bear in mind, when I went there, people did say, oh, so the bricks mean exactly what we think of the school then. Great. Cheers, guys.
Nice. Yeah, very much the jewel in the crown of that specific road that the school is on.
Literally, yeah. One of the music teachers was very much of the case of it's by invitation only, which for me was a bit like, if you're in the right place at the right time, you'll be asked to come to things, and if not, you're just not involved.
That goes against one of my core. Music is one of the most accessible things in the world, you know, and it should
Be
100% be kept that way. Yeah, I just helped out with a secondary school production in London of Beauty and the Beast.
a tale as old as time, as true as it can be.
Yeah, and it was fantastic. It's so nice to be back in a school environment doing that kind of thing. But I was looking around and just seeing how many different types of child were involved with it, and it's amazing. I think school musicals are one of the very best things any school can do because there's always something for any student to do. It's brilliant. Even if it's just pretending to be a teapot.
Luckily, that sort of thing didn't damage the musical side of things too much because I was very fortunate to be involved in a lot of musical stuff outside of school. So I was very lucky in that sense. I was able to like be involved with stuff and playing bands and shows and all that great fun stuff. Big up St. Nick's Church. That's where Sophie went.
Ah,
That's how it all merges
big
together.
up Sophie, superstar.
You went to Royal College of
The
Music,
Royal
right?
College of Music. I'm still there actually.
Oh, you're still
I'm in
there,
the
are you?
final
Okay, okay.
months of the degree.
Oh, so I guess you graduate
I
next.
graduate in July.
Oh, and that's when it gets real.
That's when it
That's
gets
when it gets
real.
real for you.
Yeah, well, that's that's why I've been I've been working towards that point in the sense of lining things up for when I finish. It's like, yeah, as a freelancer, you have to plan ahead as much as you can, which is kind of impossible.
I can only imagine. One of my previous guests, which I think you were in one of his masterclasses at the Royal College of Music.
Oh, who was
I
that?
think you were anyway. Dan Day.
Dan Day. So Dan has just got the gig as a drum kit teacher at the college.
Bear in mind, this was at the end of October that we filmed it. So it literally just started. And it was only then I then saw on his Instagram that you had put a little comment as to say, great class,
Oh no! Oh,
etc.,
sick!
etc.
It's a small scene. It's a small scene. No, Dan's a start. I need to book another lesson in with him actually. Now you've put me on the spot here. I need to get on his Google Calendar and book another one.
No, he's going to be busy next year. He's going to be busy.
Yeah, he is. I'm hoping I am too, man.
He's got quite a big show coming up. So
Oh, are you allowed to disclose what show?
he mentioned it. He's doing this little thing called The Greatest Showman, the musical.
Sick. What a legend. Oh, that would be great, man. It's The Greatest Showman. Is that Disney? Or am I being really thick? I'm just trying to think who put. Let me Google. Hang on.
20th Century,
Oh, it's
20th
20.
Century Fox.
Okay.
I think I might have got that
Okay.
completely wrong. But that's with Ben Pasek and Justin Poole and Alex Lackamore and
Nice.
yeah, I know, right? I'm like, okay, you're working with like really creative people who are like top of their game right now. I'm like, okay.
But I mean, this is the nice thing about it. Is this is a thing I've learned as well. My good friend and sort of my mentor, Will Fry, who's also a teacher at the college.
Jamiroquai, right?
Yeah, he's been with Jamiroquai and he went out with Jungle last year as well. And
Is that the band that does the Back on 74?
yes,
Is
that's
that
the
the
one.
same?
Yeah.
Cool, that's fine.
So
Cool.
that's Will on tambourine and congas and everything on that record.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, but
Nice.
it's all just people all the way up. It's all just people, and that's what's so lovely. Anecdote for this is the summer just gone. Stevie Wonder came to town with his big international tour.
I saw the video. The guys were vibing with you.
Oh man, that's a nice thing to
From
say.
what I could see, I'm just like, he's okay, isn't he? He's just playing with Stevie Wonder's backing band.
That's a really kind thing to say. Well, I mean, yeah, the dynamic there was very much they're giving the masterclass, and they were like, "Does someone want to come up and play?" But yeah, so Will is one of these absolute experts in if you don't ask, you don't get. So he literally just sent Stevie's band a message. And they're like, "Yeah, of course we'll come. Yeah, sounds nice." We're like, "Yeah, we'll buy you a drink after." Got them into curly fries, which didn't exist in the States apparently, so that was fun. But yeah,
Travesty, that is. Travesty.
yeah, yeah, maybe that's why they've ended up where they are now as a country. But um, yeah, no, so they just came over, and that was a huge privilege. I used to play. It's mostly the same lineup in the band. They have this live gig that's been pirated on YouTube 1,000 times, and it's this O2 show from London O2 show from 2008. It's called Live at Last, and I used to play when I was like 12 or 11 or something. I used to play that whole show from memory in my garage. I was like so in love with that band and those arrangements, and obviously as a writer, a songwriter, and Stevie is leagues. Like he's the best of the best of the best. So it was absolutely mental to meet those guys.
He's in his own category as far as like what he does. He's in his own thing,
Yeah, yeah. He's 1,000% as influential as any major classical figure, global
and he's
music
still going.
figure, and he's still kicking. And I mean, in July, he's singing like he was, you know, 20 years younger than he is. It's math. And he still can't do a Cockney accent, which is nice. He kept trying between the tunes. He'd go, all right, everybody, all right. Um, but yeah, that was really surreal. But yeah, it's the same as, Dan working with these brilliant players. And Dan is an absolute top league player. Um, he's sensational. He went to the college as well. He graduated.
You mentioned it.
Yeah, he graduated like 13 years ago or something like that.
We were speaking for 2 hours, by the way. Everything you can possibly do, but that was still. I could have easily done another half an hour. I had a 2-hour window. I wanted to speak to you more. He is the nicest guy.
He's an absolute example to everyone. But this is also a thing. 99 times out of 100, the most successful players are also the nicest guys. Saying this as someone who isn't a super successful player yet, I'm not just saying because that's not true. But it's so rare to find someone who isn't a lovely hang because it's so much of the job. And yeah, Dan and Will are both like shining examples of that. Yeah, massively.
So bear in mind, this comes from someone who doesn't do percussion and someone who didn't go to music school and that sort of thing.
Yeah, which is not a barrier to entry, by the way.
Oh, no, it's all good. Yeah, that's fine. There's still plenty of time. What specific degree are you about to finish?
What is it? It is a Bachelor of Music.
Good to know you know the name of it.
I've got to dig deep for this. Yeah, it's a Bachelor of Music, a B Mus, so not a BA, it's a B Mus, with honours. That's the degree.
Very nice.
So it's a 4-year course, and then I'm specialising in percussion and timpani. I think that's the proper branding of it. Timpani being kettle drums. 2001: Space Odyssey.
Stupid question, but
No stupid questions. Not true.
only stupid answers.
Yeah, just you wait.
People normally go to music school knowing how to play an instrument. Is a degree like a big extended 4-year music lesson where you fine tune or
Yeah, that's a good way of framing it, I think. Yeah.
it's like fine tune learning stuff from the best and practicing and then doing gigs on the side so you can then showcase what you've learnt and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different.
Or is it slightly more than that?
Well, there's loads of different ways of approaching it, and people do it very differently. Fundamentally, what you pay for is access to practice rooms. You get a maintenance loan, so you don't have to work a full-time job to live in London. You get contact hours with masters of the instrument, like Will and Dan. And then you get a broader academic sort of education as well, but that's only about 20% of the degree. Most of it is practical. And then you get performance opportunities. So that's what you pay for, right? But what you do with it is really up to you. Some people, some people do what we call shedding, which is a musician term for this. It comes from the American jazz scene. It's literally you just go in the shed and just play and play and play and play. So you just practice and practice and practice and practice, which works for some people, doesn't work for my brain. I can't practice for more than 3 hours a day without going a bit mental.
Yeah. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be the same. Get me away from this instrument. Bloody hell, for 3 hours, okay?
Brains can only absorb so much information.
Yeah.
Man. Maybe I could do 3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the evening. But
to break it up a little bit, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, so some people use it as a thing to practice. People who can afford to, who come into it with enough sets of privileges, sort of with who they know and what they can afford, just treat it as a piss up, which is fine.
The first year, I can understand the
First
first
year,
year.
cards are off. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Completely pissed off,
Go mental. Yeah,
can't remember a thing.
guilty as
Absolutely, yeah.
charged. But yeah, some people definitely engage with the course more than others. You find quite often, this is definitely not always the case at all, but there is a set of people who have been to like boarding house cathedral music schools for their whole life, and then they just treat music college as an extension of that. And you realize that once, you know, they're 22 and they still haven't really grown up, which is, again, it's their money.
It's an excuse not to have to get a job and grow up and
Yeah.
be an adult.
But when I arrived, and people do this as well, you just sort of follow your nose and see what happens. I mean, I I got no shame in saying when I arrived, I think I was the weakest in my cohort, definitely, because I was just from a different world, you know. I was walking around the percussion sort of bit of the college for the first week and saying, "What is that instrument? I've never seen that before. What is this?" And they were like, "Oh, it's this." And I'm like saying it like it's, you know, this is water, the Pope's Catholic. Um, but yeah, so um, I just sort of followed my nose. I learned how to stop people pleasing after a couple of years. Um, and then yeah, you just have to you take, you know, what we were saying with the ability to practice, the ability to make connections, the ability to live in London, um, and just do the very best with it you can. That's the most valuable thing from music college is the connections, definitely. That's not a new thing. People have been saying that for ages.
So, from what you just said, you basically treated the first year like I'm gonna have some fun, and then after that, I'm gonna like buckle down and.
Sort of. Yeah, sort of. I didn't quite have the means to party every day like other people did.
It's very rare to be in that position, especially with the London way of living isn't necessarily the same way of life as Bournemouth, probably.
Bournemouth, yeah, Bournemouth.
Or it might be now, potentially, who knows?
I guess, you know, the big difference, particularly my course is a particularly intensive course. Percussion and vocals, like opera singing, they're the two really intense courses at the college. Um, our contact hours, our time in the building, where it's not uncommon to be in the building minimum 8 hours a day, sometimes 14 hours a day, five or 6 days a week. Um, and we don't love it. There's times when it's amazing. There's times when it's a bit of a pain, but ultimately, you know, it's a good thing. But our course is equivalent to with this again isn't a thing I'm making up. This is a sort of received understanding. The degree is equivalent to an Oxford or Cambridge degree in terms of the amount that you have to do, um, which is great because it's that but music, which is so fun. It's good.
Yeah,
It's tricky, but it's worth it. Yeah.
I can only imagine. You've been lucky enough to then do like bits and bobs gig wise. Is that fairly normal to be able to experience the gigging side of London? Or is that a like a music college given thing that you've taken advantage of that people do or don't depending on their preferences?
Mm. Yeah, it's you're not really expected to work too much professionally while you're in college. Maybe in the final year, but the expectation is that you sort of hustle and get good. Um, because people, yeah, I mean, often you can't gig at the highest level because you're not at that level yet, you know. And again, not in like an exclusionary way, but just in that's the caliber of the gig, you know. Um, but yeah, uh, yeah, some people have lots of gigs going on. I've been teaching in schools like a day a week for about 3 years now, just because London is so expensive.
That's experience though.
Yes, experience is nice. Um, but yeah, the pro gigs that I've had, they have all been nearly all been through contacts from the Royal College, and just saying yes and doing scary things. Um, and they've all been they've all been great. They've all been great. So I had I've just been in with the BBC Symphony Orchestra, um, which has been great. on the triangle, holding down the fourth.
Ding.
Ding. But man, that's the most pressure I've ever felt for an instrument with 3 corners. My God. I mean, there's a skill to it, but man,
The myth is do a degree on the triangle, you'll ace it. Though I'm sure it's probably
you can't.
slightly more difficult than that.
Yeah, you can't at the RCM. I can't speak for the other ones. At the RCM, you gotta branch out a little bit wider than the triangle. Maybe a square. God, that's such a bad joke.
Maybe hexagon if you're feeling
That's
fruity.
PhD.
Yeah.
That's PhD. But yeah, no. I mean, there's various parts of music as well. It's triangle. It's quite easy to make the right sound, but then it's a very you're always playing on your own in triangle. You are like the most audible instrument in the whole band. There could be 200 people playing and you can still hear the triangle, you know. And it's just about being able to drop the note in exactly on the money, like you have to on any other instrument. But there's something about the triangle that feels a little bit naked when it's your first time in the band as well, and you just got to go ding. But equally, it's a very first world problem. I do recognize that. But yeah, so I was in with the BBC, which was a ridiculous privilege, and it was amazing to walk around Maida Vale, their recording studios, and see all the.
I'm very jealous.
Man, it was yeah. I was properly nerding out. It was great. All these old Rhodes keyboards, Hammond organs, all the mic stands they used, even on the triangle, were like lovely old 60s stands, and I was like, they might have used these on the Beatles. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that was nice. That was a massive privilege. Had a Cuban show, which was super special.
Was that the Lost Estate?
Yeah, that was with the Lost Estate. Yeah, that was the Lost Estate.
Because I've never heard of it.
Yeah, they keep their name kind of well hidden. They
or it might just be because when I do London, I'm like, see that show and that show and that show, that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're definitely not. They're not West End. They build their own spaces. Yeah, that was like an immersive show. They're an immersive theatre and music company, which is it was really fun. It's really fun to work on that. The biggest privilege of that was the show was sort of written by Cubans and the band was Cubans, and to be allowed to be in that world is a massive privilege. And I was very much, when I arrived, was very much the guest, and very much rightly so. And it was a huge honor to be able to learn from these masters of their instrument. It was really amazing.
Yeah, because from doing some stalking myself,
you've done some excellent research.
I do try my best with these things, especially given it's been less than 24 hours. So I saw you were on the bongos.
Bongos, yeah, bongos.
From a smidge of bits I saw, yeah.
Yeah, bongos, congas, timbales, various bells, shekere, güiro, cowbell. Yeah.
Yes.
Cowbell.
Yeah.
More or less a cowbell.
Same
but
difference.
Yeah, you get the mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that whole world of percussion instruments, güiro and shekere and maracas. Everyone knows maracas. Yeah, it was fantastic to be able to play within the tradition. No sheet music, all orally, which is how it should be. It was sick. It's ridiculous. My Spanish is getting there. It's not there yet, but it's definitely on this. It's on its way.
I've got GCC Spanish, but the last time I spoke it was 10 years ago. That helped a lot.
But man, yeah, it's you have to be super aware of the privileged place that you come from when you know, as a white guy from Dorset, come and introduce yourself to a band of absolutely like star-studded Cuban players, because you have to have done your history homework, for very good reason. And the whole place that Cuban music arrived at about 60, 70 years ago, over the course of several hundred years, was a direct result of like the transatlantic slave trade and all of it. So, and that sort of persisted, that the ignorance that comes with how the West treated Africa and the African people, that sort of fetishization, simplification of their culture, that still persists today. We had some people come to the show wearing Che Guevara hats.
Ah, that's cool. I like that.
And yeah,
Commit to the cause.
yeah, and they didn't realize that what Che did directly affected some of the ancestors of the members of the band, and so had to sort of stop the show and say, check in with each member of that. Are you actually comfortable with this? Um, yeah. So it's a bit of privilege that you definitely have to check. Um, but yeah, it was a huge, huge, huge honor for those guys to have me on board, and they were so loving and such a little family vibe on that show. I really miss it. It was great.
Hello, everyone. As you've made it this far into the episode, thank you so much. If you could like, subscribe, comment, and rate the podcast on whichever platform you're using, that would mean the absolute world. And as always, follow the podcast on socials at Reaching the Crescendo Pod using the links in the description below. Now, back to the episode. So you mentioned playing stuff without the music. Now, when I basically switched bands from doing, to be honest, it was child's play of just playing from sheet music. Then it's like, oh no, we don't have sheet music and we transition between songs. I was like, okay, I can do this. But bear in mind, I play guitar where you normally have a melody line of some sort. It's in A key and you can figure out roughly the chord changes, whereas maybe like a verse and chorus. When you did, you were doing like bits and bobs of playing solo and playing with other band members at the same time.
Yeah, there was big solo parts of the show, but a lot of it was working as a rhythm section.
From what I saw, the bongos, was that like improvisation or was that specific music that you were given to learn and being able to make it entertaining to the audience? That must be a whole different ball game from what you've done before. Or I guess that's what part of the degree was sort of preparing you for, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, classical music really struggles without sheet music. 1,000%. Sheet music, in the way we see it, is a Western invention from about 800 years ago, from monastic music, which since then became like an institution of classical music. And the idea that music has to be written down in order to be played is a very Western idea. It's not bad. That doesn't mean it's a bad idea, but it's a Western idea. So 99% of orchestral players who I know in the RCM can't improvise, which is totally fine. They see it as a different skill set.
Terrible.
Yeah,
I'm terrible. I can't improvise to save my life.
Which isn't a problem. It's not a problem in classical music. But other styles of music are from what we call an oral tradition, AURAL or ORAL, sort of muchness for muchness, spoken or heard, which treats music a lot more like a language, where it's communicated either through playing it and learning it that way, or like everything I play on the congas, I can say. You say it like a sentence. You vocalize it. You see this in Indian music as well. They have a whole codified language called konakol, which is how they verbalize their rhythms. But every part in a Cuban percussion section, you can sing exactly what you want. And if you can say it, you can play it. Is always the way it's taught.
I like that one. You say you can play it.
It's a bit like see it, say it, sorted, isn't it?
Yeah.
See it, play it, sorted. But yeah, so that's a skill. It's definitely a skill. It's way easier for me to learn because I'm not from the classical ilk. Before music college, I came quite late to sheet music. Like I learned that Stevie show by ear, and I think that's more of maybe a pop music thing that I grew up with. But it transferred definitely. I could still sing you that whole Cuban show now because I just loved it so much. It's still in me. Um, but yeah, so when you're playing, it's a mix of the hits that are coming up, you know what's about to happen in the music, and then when you're grooving, you're playing within a very codified style, because there's a lot of parts and they all have to work together. So you need to understand your role, who you're playing with, what you're actually providing to the music, how to be helpful, Um, and then there are great bits in that show where, because the show evolved over time, the shows always do, um, where maybe 4 bars before, if I say hits in music, like little things that we poke out from within the groove, um, they would sort of wink them at me, like 4 bars before, they would just like blink them at me, and then you sort of log it for 4 bars and then play it. Um, that was like, oh, this is sick. These guys are hardcore. This is such an massively, massively apart from the classical understanding of where music comes from in the body, uh, and it's such an amazing, amazing skill. Yeah, that they have, and that I'm working on. But it's the thing you practice. It's like everything else. You practice it, you respect it, and you get there.
All over like Instagram and that sort of thing, we all see musicians that are so talented as of what they do. Though as musicians, we think there's probably about 15 years of practice that goes into what they've just done.
Yeah, this is why music is cool, man. Because high level music, I wish I could put a name on this quote, but it was basically an academic paper, but on how society sees musicians in the same way that they see like freaks of nature. In that 200 years ago, you'd go to see someone like in a freak show who can do this amazing skill. And it's kind of a similar thing because uh, there's so much work that's gone behind it, and you're seeing someone do something that you just know you absolutely can't do. Which that's an
Yet.
experience I have yet.
Yet.
Hey,
Yet.
but that's an experience I have at every gig I go to, and you go, man, this is so unreal, and it's amazing because you're seeing in real time the whole sort of lifetime that they've put into their work. This is why music can't be replaced by AI as well, because AI has nothing on somebody who's spent years churning their life through their way of expression, and then giving it to you as a human being.
I use bits of AI to be able to like save time on edits and creating like descriptions and stuff like that, which it does.
That's what it's meant to be used for, man. Yeah.
Yes, just to save time and just to make life a bit more bearable than having to take 8 hours to do something, which is great. It's not perfect, and they can't replace someone that plays an instrument like Messi dribbles a football, and to do the same thing. Like last month, I went to a gig at the British Academy. Um, it was a band called Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence are great. Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah, they're good.
though they said that it's been over 10 years of hard work to get from playing like basement New York shows to selling out the British Academy on a Monday.
On a Monday, yeah, that's hip.
It's insane.
I went to a masterclass with Michael League, who runs the band. It's the massive fusion band called Snarky Puppy.
Oh, it's been a while since I've heard
Yeah,
that.
and they
Wow.
they really changed the
They
game in
are
terms of
insane.
how jazz and fusion exists in the 21st century. That was basically all them. They're putting out some amazing music as we speak. But he said, yeah, Snarky's been 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool, sick.
What's the thing that, like, say the biggest band on the planet is Coldplay currently? Like,
Yes, yeah.
in terms of known and ticket sales and
Mm,
just general show, they've been going nearly 30 years.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, and some people wouldn't say they're very good, but,
But again, that's another one of the nice things about music. you know. It's like music's like people, you know. You don't like every person, you don't like every song. That's fine.
So what is, I guess, on your Spotify playlist
Oh
currently?
man, what's on my Spotify playlist?
Come on,
Sick question.
you've just had your Spotify Wrapped.
I've just had, yeah, I've on. So I mean, first, I try not to use Spotify anymore, which is a whole other topic. But on my playlist, um, I mean, do you know about this? Do you know why people aren't using Spotify?
To be honest, the only reason I use Spotify now is to upload podcasts. That's the only reason, and to listen to them. I can't be asked to pay for something else. I can listen to podcasts for free, and I can listen to music on YouTube, so I don't need it. It's
Yeah,
the only reason I use it.
yeah, me too. Same with my music. You're selling yourself out of an annoyingly large audience if you don't go through the Spotify machine, even though the guy who runs it is one of the absolute prize.
Daniel Ek, right?
Yeah, he's one of the world's baddest eggs. But anyway, um,
Well, it looks like one, so it does make sense. Yeah, it does make
yeah,
sense.
on my playlist, what is there? There's loads of this amazing style of Cuban music called timba, with Timba. Uh,
Ah, okay. So timber.
yeah, timba cubana, and it is unreal. It's what happened when uh, salsa music and songo, which were two huge Cuban styles in like the 70s, 80s, 90s. Um, once once musicians got their hand on them from a younger generation, and they just took it all to another level and started blending styles, it ended up with its whole own codified sort of way of playing a song, in its own grooves. And as someone who grew up around pop music, I really identify with it because it's basically an absolutely mental fusion version of a Cuban Spanish pop song. Is like a very Western way of framing it, but that's my framework at the moment. Um, and it's unreal. The playing is through the roof. The arrangements are off the scale. The bands are massive. It's another one of those league of their own things. So I've got a lot of that in my ears. Shall I recommend artists?
Go for it. Go for it.
Amazing British, uh, well, she's not British, but she lives in Britain, called Eliana Correa. So
That's a
Eliane.
name you don't forget.
Yeah, she's Hans Zimmer's keyboard player. She's hit.
Ah, that's cool. That's cool.
So Eliane, Correa, Correa, and she made a timber album in London, and it's off the scale. It's called Signo de Fuego, Fire Sign. And then there's this Cuban guy called Manolin, Manolin. The salsa doctor is what he's called, El Médico de la Salsa.
Very nice. I like that.
His tunes are mental as well, and one of the really nice things about it is it all translates from the album to the live show. It's the same, which is really hit. So there's a lot of that, and then outside of Cuba, I listen to a lot of like snarky. Obviously, because I grew up as a queer person in the noughties, so it's full of Carly Rae Jepsen and all of that whole world. And then what do we have? Steely Dan, Toto, that nerdy 70s American West Coast, with that amazing whole style of production, and players like Jeff Porcaro on drums, who Dan probably mentioned. Um, yeah, there you go. That's it. That's a snapshot. Obviously, there's all these weird things. I've got bits of Madagascar music, which I really love at the moment. Been reading about South African music and apartheid South Africa, so I've got some of those bands in my ears at the moment. Um,
It's eclectic. I'll give you that.
it's yeah, it's very non-Western centric, which I think is quite important. There's so many amazing bits of music making.
Very good to have a mixture, because then it sort of like opens your mind and world up to the like, different music and stuff like that.
Mm.
Oh, hello.
Sorry, turning a light on. It's getting dark.
Oh no,
Merry
yeah. 'Cause
Christmas. It's
otherwise,
getting
I
dark.
can't see you. Oh, I know. Get start by 3. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. That's what I try and do in my own music as well. Because a lot of my framework in playing is from the Cuban tradition. And a lot of my current sort of approach to rhythm is from the Cuban tradition. But I put that with pop songs that I write from my own background in pop writing. Um, and it's the result is a brilliant thing, which is a style of music, and I don't know what to call it. It's like there's a
Okay.
there's a fantastic artist called Shola Akingbola, who was
That name rings a bell.
he was Jamiroquai's percussionist for years and years,
Okay.
and he has a similar thing. Obviously he's years and leagues ahead of me again, but his music that he's making now. I think the name he settled on. He called it London music for a while, and now he calls it Atlantic funk, which basically means music that combines. It's pretty badass, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Well,
Combines
better
his like
than
his
London music. That's
yeah.
a bit gentrified.
And you're like, yeah, it combines his West African roots with the Jamiroquai acid jazz scene in London, and with Black American music as well, and Latin American music, and all of it. So Atlantic funk is a really good term for it. I need to come up with something like that. But that's another thing that AI can't do, isn't it? Um, new stuff. It can only create new versions of
It will
old
take
stuff.
a while. It'll take a while
while.
at best.
Yeah, we'll have run out of water by then, won't we?
Run out of water, electricity.
Yeah.
Nothing will be left.
There's a headline today. This will date the podcast for when people are listening to it in 4 months.
Hopefully not that
Is
long.
it not that long? Sorry, I don't know when you spoke to
Hopefully
Dan.
not.
When is it? When's the? Sorry, I just made up a number then.
Hopefully within a month.
Oh, ideal. Oh, in that case,
That's the benchmark that I'm aiming for.
it'll still be in the headlines.
I'm
in
not
that
guaranteeing that,
Yeah.
but that's the benchmark that I'm
ideal.
going for. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So the thing's just come out today of AI this year used as much water as the entire bottled water industry.
I read that one of the only good things about it is that it'll take, because of like how much electricity it uses, they'll need to employ like X thousands of people to then like monitor it or do something, or whether or not anything will happen is another story entirely. But yeah, it's all
It's
very.
mental, isn't it?
It's like COVID. No one thought COVID would be a thing at the beginning of 2020. Then 3 months later, okay,
Here we are.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
Be fine. Maybe.
So going away from
Sorry, it's just everywhere at the moment. Sorry, I know I keep bringing it up. My bad.
no, it's topical and it's the way life's going.
It's a massive part of creative people's life as well at the moment, you know.
Oh, like graphic designers, copywriters, all that sort of thing. So everyone's just seeing what's going to happen. You can't control it. What else can you do? I did read regarding you that you've been able to like gain like music ambassadorships with different brands and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Did I read that correctly? Have I got that completely wrong?
No, you've got that right. Yeah.
Cool.
I'm really lucky. This is going to sound like an ad now. This is not an ad.
Oh God, no.
But yeah, Sontronics microphones. Sontronics microphones are great. They're based near us in Bournemouth.
Oh, are they? Cool.
Yeah, so I think that's how the connection happened, to be honest.
That would make sense.
Yeah. And again, it's sort of don't ask, don't get.
Yes, very much so. As with everything.
Yeah, and that's what that was. And now I've got a lovely set of mics, and they have someone to talk about them, so that works for everyone. And then I have the same with this amazing guy called Benjamin Camp, and he makes these like handmade, first of their kind percussion instruments. I don't have any with me. They're all in London. I should have thought this through. But yeah, and again, I just met him through the RCM. And both of those actually, but particularly Ben's one, just came about through just offering time and saying, yeah, I'll film some product things for you. I'll do some demos. And yeah, again, it's just everyone's just people, aren't they? It's all about yeah, just offering as much kindness as you can to as many people. Merry Christmas. Um, but
If anyone at Rode is listening to this, I'd really appreciate a Rode Streamer X and a Shure SM7B. If anyone is listening,
yeah,
I can happily do a video for you. Though I'm sure that every podcaster and his wife is asking for the exact same thing.
yeah,
So
I love those really like Alan Partridgey product placements of like, yes, we're just on the phone on my fantastic Apple iPhone 17, and
yeah.
yeah. Oh, sorry, I was late. I was just stuck in the traffic, but fortunately, I was in this lovely Jaguar with heated seats. You know, it's ideal. Um,
So any like future drum brands or percussion brands you want to like reach out to get some
the phrase "beggars can't be
free
choosers" comes
instruments,
to
please?
mind.
Thank you very much. Give me a
Yeah,
studio now. Thank you very much.
yeah. I'd very much be a choosing beggar at that point. And again, but I'm just managing expectations. I have some projects lined up. I've got music that's ready to come out. With some amazing players on. Will Fry, who's also played with Jamiroquai and Jungle. He's playing on my tune, which is super exciting. And my friend Lewis, who graduated from the LCM, but now he's lecturing at conservatoires. He's just been at Ronnie's the other day.
Ronnie
He's
Scott.
yes, not Ronald
Just in
McDonald.
case.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No. McDonald's isn't quite the vibe he's going with.
No, no. Um, yeah. So he's on it. So it's I was just trying to include as many lovely people and lovely players as I can. As I'm sure, as you've been doing with having Dan on and everything on this podcast. So yeah, I got that down the line. Hopefully some more shows coming up. I need to finish my degree. There's no way around it. I've put too much money into it to to bail out.
That's the annoying thing. Like you probably spent a bit of money on this. I'm like, I need to potentially finish off, get a bit of paper, do the
Yeah,
hat toss, all that sort
get
of
the
thing.
qualies. Get the qualies. But the flip side of that is the RCM is still a lovely place to be. And even though I'm one of the oldest people in my year now,
Yeah, it happens quickly, doesn't it?
doesn't
It
it?
happens
Yeah,
quickly. Oh, 4 or 5 years. Gone.
gone.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
But no, it's really lovely. And there's some great gigs lined up there as well, which will be nice. So it's I'm just planning ahead as far as I can, which is what everyone is trying to do.
I guess when you finish, does that mean you need to, I guess, join the gigging scene officially and move and then deal with that reality of life?
Yeah, I definitely need to just get out more. It's so tricky when you're on such a full-time degree. But it's sort of you need to just put the time in. Put the time in the conservatoire and then get out there. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to do both at the moment to varying degrees of success. I'm trying to go to gigs, trying to do the degree. It's always doing one or then the other. You can't do them at the
Yeah.
same time. Um,
Oh, I'm sure it's impossible. Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, yeah, getting out more and having time for my own projects is what I'm really looking forward to. That will be really lovely.
Yeah. So is that like songwriting, producing, playing,
Yeah,
all of the above,
all of
or just
that.
like focusing on one? Yeah.
All of that would be lovely.
See, the main thing that still baffles me is like, because I remember listening to some of your stuff when Sophie first mentioned you yonks ago. One of your first funky tracks that you first put out. And I was like, how does this guy write the song, then figures out what key he's going to use, then figures out the funky bits, and then plays all the instruments and produces it? I'm like, this was a while ago. So you've come a long way since then. How does that even start? Is that just a practice thing?
Ooh. You know
There's
what?
probably not quite a straightforward answer, but
Well, I wouldn't have used the word practice, but I think you're right actually. Now you mention it, I think I have to I definitely have done it badly for a long time and I'm starting to do it well. I think that's true.
at least you do it. Part of the problem is people don't do it.
Yeah, you need to be
Because it's better to do something badly than not at all.
yes, thank you, 1,000%. And this applies to making music, this applies to recording music, this applies to relationships, this applies to
It
everything.
applies to life.
It applies to life, man. Yeah, and having the it's taken a lot of work for me to have the self-belief to fail at something or to embarrass myself. Um, but it's always worth it. It's never not been worth it. Even though at the time it is horrible sometimes. Sometimes it's lovely. But yeah, with this sort of this multitasking thing, um, I think I'm just quite lucky. I've learned over this amount of time to always listen to every part of a song, every every detail, every instrument, and understand the job that every instrument does. And that's something that you learn just by playing the music, playing, talking to people who play other instruments better than you ever will, um, yet. And yeah, the classical term for it is active listening, which I sort of agree with.
I've
Um,
heard of that, yes.
yes, it's also a thing therapists tell you to do in arguments, isn't it? Um,
I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. Yep. I'm
yeah,
listening to you. I'm listening to you. Yep.
yeah. It's the musical equivalent of that. Um, which applies in this is really literally it translates because again music is a dialogue and it's a conversation and when a band plays together well it's because everyone understands every other player understands everyone's expectations of them.
They're all on the same hymn sheet
Yeah, we're on the same hymn sheet and man you can play a 2 hour gig with someone and learn so much about their personality without and then
without
after
even
the
speaking to
yeah
them.
and then after the gig is maybe the first time you talk to them. um Or equally, I've played with lovely, lovely, amazing Cuban players whose English is not like at a native level, um, obviously, and you form such a deep friendship just through playing music with each other, because there's the give and take, and there's generosity, and there's
I play this, you play that. I play this, you play that. See
yeah,
if you can play it better.
and yeah, the amount of supporting each other and you can be really kind to someone when you play music with them. There's ways of being really supportive, which is what I experienced all the way through my run with um, those Cuban musicians. Um, they were so supportive when we were on the stage without talking to me. And sometimes we were not even looking at me because they have other things to think about, better musicians to deal with. Um, but there's just so much kindness and um, understanding radiating out of their instrument that then gives me the confidence to be able to play in a way that supports everybody. Um, and I guess this goes back all the way to what we were saying about the nicest musicians are the kindest people. Always, always, always.
Though, has anything gone wrong during a gig?
Oh, yeah, belters, absolute belters.
Though, luckily, because as a guest, you can probably blend into stuff so it's not quite as noticeable. Or is it like, oh no, you fucked up on that one? Yeah, you did a clanger on that one.
I mean, everyone, yeah, every musician drops a few bombs in their life.
I've dropped plenty. So yeah.
But it's a good thing and it's fundamentally human. And
You're not a musician if you haven't made a mistake live.
and mistakes are funny, man.
Oh
But they're the
yeah, they're
nice
the best
funny.
bits sometimes.
Yeah, they're the nice funny where it's just this is objectively a great thing that's happened. And this is I feel a belter of an anecdote coming on. Um, and also just uh sometimes music can get a little bit stuffy and everyone can get a bit preoccupied with what has to happen. Um, and then I had a great story from my friend Alex, who he was in Abbey Road tracking something, and casually They were just doing a percussion only take onto some cinematic thing. And it was,
Oh, cinematic thing. Is that a movie or
I
just?
think it was background music for a theme park ride. I think that's what the gig was. Um,
Oh,
yeah, which is a gig that I didn't know existed. But
well, it does now.
yeah, and it was him. So he's co-principal of the BBC Symphony Orchestra. He's an absolutely top draw percussionist, and the other person was I believe he's also a co-principal of the London Symphony Orchestra. So like two absolutely cream of the cream. Um, and they had I think Alex was on bass drum or something, and the other player was on cymbals, just clash cymbals like in a marching band or something. And they had a screen between them to keep the two sounds separated, so they couldn't see each other. Um, so Alex heard this lovely big cymbal crash, and then was like, "Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah, good work." And then about 3 seconds later, he heard the sound of a cymbal smacking against the floor. Like
Eee.
absolute, and it's the most unmusical sound in the world, which is why it's fantastic. Yeah, yeah. And what had happened is the handle had just come off of the cymbal, so it ended up just lobbing this cymbal in the air in the middle of Abbey Road. Lands next to him, but there's 1,000 stories like that, and they are all objectively really funny. The best one is in an orchestra, if someone comes in early or comes in silence.
Oh, that must be great
Yeah, we
fun.
call that a
Yeah.
spare, like a spare note, one that you don't need that you've added. um, they're always funny, but what's crucial is it's not the mean kind of funny. Um, it's just an excellent thing to have happened.
It's a human thing to have happened in quite a serious atmosphere.
Yeah, and it's often it's such a diffuser of tension. Um,
Oh yeah, it's an icebreaker sort of
yeah,
thing, isn't it? When I well, oh, something's gone wrong. We can all relax. It's fine.
yeah,
It's we can all
exactly.
just relax a bit, play, and enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah, and also in the same way that everyone's favorite videos of like Adele and things is when she's
When they go wrong.
yeah, she started a song and gone, actually no, that was awful. Let me try that again.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
like that wasn't very good. In front of like however many thousand people. I'm like, no, we're gonna start that again. Thank you very much.
But man, how healthy does she have to be in herself to A, admit that in front of however many thousand people, B, to let them in on it, um, and also it really respects the crowd as well of saying, actually, I can do this better for you guys. Um, God, she's a good egg, isn't she, Adele? If I met her, I think I'd burst into tears. I think that'd be it.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I would just stand in awe and say, "Is that Dell? Is that Dell?" There's been of stuff going wrong. Radiohead have just been on tour, selling out arenas everywhere. And there was a video going around of them doing a false start of one of their songs, completely by accident. So it's Radiohead making a mistake on one of their own songs. And then they're like, no, full start it, and then we'll start again. So it can happen to Radiohead, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, yeah, and it all comes back to music just being a conversation, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of in the same way as dance and with acting. We're yeah, it's what I love about it. It's so human, it's so vulnerable, um, and always the best. Well, maybe best. I don't like using best and worst with the arts, but the most accessible performances on an emotional level are always the most vulnerable ones and the most honest ones. Um, yeah, big time. Sorry, that's a bit deep, isn't it, for Christmas?
Oh, no, love it. So I guess Christmas for your family, just staying away from music stuff or doing bits and bobs while also trying to think about, oh, I'm going to go back to London in 2 weeks' time and then just carry on with finishing this degree.
Yeah, it's a rest. Time of rest, definitely for everyone. We're all musicians. We're all we've all reached the end of the calendar, which is really nice. My next gig is New Year's. So
What's your next gig then?
I am on keyboards for an 80s band. doing New Year's at the Concord Club in Southampton. So that'll be fun.
Nice.
And then I'm back up to town and working again. So yeah, mad. Just keeps coming.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Are you okay? I think my signal just dropped out then. So apologies for that. Apology.
No, the great thing about this is that it's designed for when that happens, it doesn't affect stuff. So hopefully I shall have the full conversation. And speaking of conversations, well, Guy, can I just say thanks so much for agreeing to do this at such short notice? Because I will admit, I thought all creative people are going to be either busy in panto or be like, no, I'm away for 2 weeks. Don't disturb me. Then you're like, huh, I can do it tomorrow at 3.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we're in.
Sure, we'll do that. Yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Go for it. Which sometimes the best stuff happens.
Sometimes the best stuff, man.
Best stuff happens at
super short notice.
You were mentioned to me 7 years ago, and 7 years later.
7 years ago.
Boom. I know. Terrible, isn't it?
That's about 12 haircuts ago for me, like hairstyles ago as well.
That's a great way of putting it. You must save a fortune. I'm to go your
Yeah, and every time you get something different, it's great.
From what I've seen, you've had side fringes and mullets, mohawks, everything.
It's great. Why not mess around with it if you've got it?
If you've got it, flaunt it and use it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Man. Surround yourself with people who don't care what you look like and then have fun with it. Ideal.
That's why I surround myself with people who have receding hairlines.
Oh, don't say that.
Can't really go any further back than that. So
I think you look great.
I do try my best. Considering I'm now forcing myself to talk on camera, so I need to regardless.
You're killing it.
One last thing. So the name of this thing is Reaching the Crescendo. But obviously people have different ideas of where they want to get to, whether it be career-wise or life-wise or just generally. Do you have like a rough idea of where you want to get to, like a venue you want to play at or someone you want to play with or that sort of thing? Or is it just a case of, I'm young, I'm only how old, and we'll see what happens and not put too much pressure on myself to actually get to there?
I mean, those are two really tempting options. Both of them are really tempting, aren't they? I'm trying to be really kind to myself with the standards that I set for myself. So all I'm trying to do is just keep moving in the positive, which is sometimes easier said than done for everyone, isn't it? But I would love, and I'd want to see the world through music. I want to tour.
Is that a literal thing or a metaphorical thing of playing it, or literally going to the country and then go?
Why not both? Why not both?
I put ideas in your head.
Yeah,
now.
you really have. Yeah, but why not both? Why not both things? I definitely want to be able to travel through the music that I make.
Yeah. If you can do it and get paid for it, even better.
Even better. Yeah. Touring would be lovely. I want to. Yeah, I've really grown fond of the musical voice that I've made through years of trial and error and learning. So, yeah, I'd love to be able to make something that is significant enough that I can then use it to talk about important things like, well, what people get in trouble for talking about in music, about the state of the world, about equal rights, about all of this. I care super, super deeply about this. And I think music is one of the best ways of putting that across. So that's a point I'd love to get to. But that's a timeline that I'm being very gentle with myself about. I feel like you want a number from me.
Number?
Like a year? No.
If I do that, we'll all go mad.
Yes. Well, and drummers famously can only count to 4 as well, can't they?
Guy, it's been wonderful just chatting about music and general life.
Oh, it's been lovely. It's flown by. Yeah, thank you for having me.
When you are loving a conversation, time flies by. That's the main thing I've learnt with doing this. When you're speaking to someone on the same wavelength and you like the same thing, time just flies by and it's a great time. And so I will let you get back to what you're doing and enjoy your Christmas.
Oh, thank you. Well, you too. I hope you have a lovely time.
Good luck with the rest of the degree,
Thank you.
and it's been a pleasure.
Likewise, likewise. Thanks for having me.